between 500,000 and 1 million girls locally in Tanzania do not have access to proper menstrual hygiene products. In the rural areas, a lot of girls do not have easy access to pads, be it reusable or disposable. The girl has, in hindsight, has a very large impact to play in the society. If the girl cannot be educated, that means this girl will not be empowered enough to give the necessary education to the family, to the unit. We are at Zamzam High School. So the reason why Jolie came specifically to this school, in order for us to show the girl child that they can achieve so much more. So it is in hindsight to create awareness about the options available to cover your periods and whatnot, and menstrual hygiene management knowledge. But in hindsight, we're also trying to create some sort of empowerment.
We've started aiming these young girls because with them, the future is bright. They'll be the advocates in speaking about menstrual periods without being shy.
One time I was going in Monduli and there was a young Maasai girl that was sleeping outside the hut, and I could see that it was a time for school. So I went and I asked her, why are you sleeping? Shouldn't you be in school? And interestingly enough, she told me, I have really bad periods. I cannot afford to buy a disposable pad. So I just stuck up my old clothes and then I use that as pad. So I have to stay for the 5 days that I'm on my period, and it's really heavy throughout. I have to stay at home. As if all that is not enough, she still has to go through not having a pad. So I decided to go looking around and do some research to see what else is available that could be cost effective, then safe and healthy. So that is how the thought began. Jolie is a woman-founded and woman-led organization. Basically, we make reusable pads because, as you can imagine, pads are a very scarce commodity, especially Tanzania. Jolie is actually French-derived. It means beautiful, exquisite. And when I was looking for a brand name, I thought, why not have something different and something catchy? And I thought, really, Jolie sounds very nice. The reusable pads that we are making, by reusable we mean washable, so they can be used more than once, and they have a lifetime of anywhere between 12 to 18 months. That's a long time in comparison to a disposable pad that you use one time and then you just throw it away. So this is much more sustainable solution. When girls get to use the reusable pads, specifically Jolie reusable pads, they no longer have to worry the effects that you would get from using a disposable pad that is made out of plastic, so less prone to getting infections, irritations like rashes, itching, and all these problems that are associated with disposables due to the chemical. And then the other thing is the cost element of it. It's less costly because it's reusable, but you still buy it at a very lower cost when you do the calculation over a long period of time, in comparison to the disposable that is one time spend, but it's still a lot if you have to go through every month. But this actual one, you will use it for over a period of 12 to 18 months. The lack of proper period essentials is causing a hindrance to this girl developing to their full potential, because then either they're dropping out of schools, early marriages, early pregnancies, all because this girl was not attending the right proper channels of development, and also because of this one problem that is just beginning from their periods. There is a stigma around periods. Within our culture, we are not allowed to discuss periods freely.
I remember growing up in schools, we were told not to show ourselves that our bodies are going through menstrual periods. We were told it's a shame.
It's one of those things, if a girl goes through her first menses, she has to either look for an aunt or look for a woman elder and discuss it. And it's something that we do in hiding. But essentially, we shouldn't have to do that.
It's not a disease. We need to embrace that this is womanhood. Who is a woman without her menstrual periods? As long as I can remember, I have been using disposable pads. I have used different brands. Each brand gave me its own side effect. We are going into a global warming situation. Reusable pads is also plastic. It takes time to decay. An average person might use 4 or 5 pads a day. That's a lot of plastic already in the environment. So if we have to reserve our environment, we have to start with pads. It's important to start introducing reusable pads to youth. So with reusable pads, it doesn't only save the environment, but it also gives you self-consciousness of your situation, that you're in your periods. It makes you want to be hygienic. And since I started using Jolie, I'm conscious that In 2 hours, I have to change my pad, and that's the healthy way.
To this kind of pads, we benefit from them much. They are functional, adorable, and reusable.
We are trying to make sure we have that social impact that is necessary for a Tanzanian girl child and a Tanzanian woman. That is why we created Jolie. Girls are the future mothers, leaders, ministers, government officials, family holders and business entrepreneurs, startups and all sorts of things. So we must make sure that the girl does not find any limitations, and period must never be part of the limitations that a girl has to go through.
Kuanzia hapa naweza nikafanikisha ndoto zangu za kuwa daktari, ukasaidia wenzangu wanawake. Kwa hivyo nitakuwa nimesaidia jamii kikubwa sana.
If you empower and you educate this girl, then she will be able to raise the right kind of society we are trying to create.